Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show. We have a pretty exciting matchup coming up right now between. Uh, they made second place last season, Boggs, so they're a pretty tough opponent. Nemiga, they have been a roster. They've been a long-standing roster, grinding it out together as a squadron. They've built up a strong map pool. They've built up a great cohesion and chemistry between them. They're up against, of course, Smoke Criminals, kind of the X Factor team. They're harboring players from all over Europe. They have players from France. They have players from all over the place. So they're a little bit of a ragtag, but let's jump straight into the in-game right now. And we'll talk a little bit over that while we kind of break this down for you. But I mean, we said it. We both agree that Nemiga, or not, actually not Nemiga, Smoke Criminals here are the underdogs, right? They're up against Nemiga, who has been, again, a long-standing roster. They've developed an incredible map pool, and they've had such incredible results lately.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, they're one of the better CAS teams, I would say, especially upcoming. And if I'm not mistaken, they did qualify for the minor. So they're definitely one of those solid teams that are up and coming. A long-standing roster, like you mentioned, has allowed them to grow as a team, and really working through their little bugs and glitches in the system has allowed them to become a much stronger team as a whole. So definitely going to be a very good team to watch out. And also, just a side note, as Boggs gets tagged down to 5 HP, Nemiga did finish up second place in last year's Winners League.
Exactly.
So they're the runners up. They're coming for gold this time.
Hey, it's not Losers League. You can only get second place once, Boggs. Here we go. The hit's now coming in towards the A site. That's going to be Smokes and Flashes coming in to block off Moto. There's players in pit. They go 1 for 1, but Lollipop is able to answer back with at least 2 kills. But he falls. And that's a little bit of space gain here for Smoke Criminals as they look to plant the bomb while the rotates for Nemiga are making their way over.
And Nemiga really wanted to go for holding them all down, as there was no kits purchased for the side. So now the retake has a little bit of a timer going on as they are grouping up, 2 towards porch, 1 in library. Robo has apps fully cleared out, and the hit should be coming in soon, as there's really no reason to save here. But Zasti and Pit is going to be a hard one to clear out, and he's actually done a little bit of damage. He's made himself known. But Rosinho from behind the corner finds one as Zasti finds Yo. And now Boggs on 5 HP will just crawl his way away. And that's going to be first round going the way of Smoke Criminals.
Okay, nice little cheeky shot as well, exploding halls. I do like the awareness of mind from Nemiga, though. Just clear halls quickly before that retake happens. Make sure no one's really there, so you don't have to worry about it afterwards. But Rosinho, I think it was Zeisty inside. They were just looking too solid in that post plant. But here we go. Smoke Criminals pick up the pistol, which means rifles across the board. I'm surprised not to see any SMGs come out, but I think they might be expecting the counter buy to come out here from Nemiga, who have forced up. It's going to be double SMGs for them, double Deagles as well, and a Scout, all armored, so not a bad purchase at all.
Yeah, the Scout with armor can be a dangerous proposition, but it gets stealth with immediately as Zasti. Nice spray down onto Robo, eliminates that pressure. There's 30 damage left on Zasti, and the Scout salvaged by MDS, so it's still going to be a factor in this round. But the early man advantage goes the way of Smoke Criminals, and James, the British player, will find Yo, and that's an early 2-man advantage with plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah, there's still a lot of utility here available for Nemiga as well. And when I say a lot, I mean just 2 smokes. That should be enough to control the pace for Smoke Criminals, and hopefully by the time they've used up those smokes, they've at least have an idea of where Smoke Criminals want to go or where they want to end. Right now, Smoke Criminals, they haven't quite decided. The bomb is making its way back towards the A site. They're maintaining control of Banana as well. They do have the player kind of countering the apps control if it comes in. So, I mean, so far, really well played from Smoke Criminals. See if they can convert this. I mean, they have the entire A site open. All they have to do is just walk in.
Yeah, no Smoke Criminaling to be done today, as the site's wide open, and pretty soon they'll discover it. And I wonder if Nemiga here are going to try and save once the bomb does go down, because they do have full armor on a lot of these players, or all of them, actually.
Yeah, this is so sick from Connor right now. He's just applying pressure, getting that final piece of information, keeping the players there, and the bomb is now planted. And this round is virtually unwinnable. It's really just about saving their weapons, saving their armor. But Connor, little cheeky lyric play, taking down Boggs. That's going to be one of the players removed with his equipment. Not bad. A great round so far from Smoke Criminals. I have to say, they're here to play so far.
Yeah, I believe this was Nemiga's map pick as well. So definitely a strong start to be sure, although they still haven't gone up against guns, but they should be picking up that early 3-0 lead, unless Lollipop and MDS can come up with something huge next round.
I would like to see a stack play coming out. Just put the scout on banana, or put the scout, you know, somewhere down middle. Just look for the early tags. SMG can pretty much go anywhere. It can go in. This is one of those maps where you can literally put that SMG anywhere as long as you're not fighting down banana with it. But you can,
Or peeking mid.
Yeah, yeah, or peeking mid, of course. But let's see. Eagle.
We have a Zeus.
Ooh, we do have a Zeus. I wonder if he's gonna go up on up against the half wall, and it looks like he will. Ooh, he dodges the nade. Nice little movement.
It's a good spot to have that Zeus too. Good close range angle. Just got to be aware of that damage drop off. If somebody clears wide, that nade actually won't do any damage onto MDS as he had fallen back to Porch. It does seem to be an early hit towards B at the very least. Molotov's going now, but here comes the Zeus play. Connor's going to clear it, but the Zeus comes out. It does the damage for drop off, Roy. Somehow it does. What is that? 71 damage?
Yeah, you know it has damage fall off, right?
I didn't know what did that.
Shot from Fearoth. Yeah, the damage fall off is really harsh. Now, Boggs is the only player left right here. He's on a USP and no armor. He's unarmored, Boggs. No way he stands for much longer. I'm surprised he even did 50 damage right there. Now it's just Rosinho, last player here towards the A site. He likely will find MDS and Lollipop, who are looking to hold on to their armor, looking to hold on to that SMG. That's still a little bit of money. And the smoke flash, that's a lot of money as well. So if you can hold on to that, at least they'll have a bit of a better purchase in the next round. Maybe get that AWP up.
And the SMG is still viable against guns on this map. You can get a lot of close range angles. That half wall, as we saw, the Zeus doing a lot. I mean, if there was an extra shot to that thing, Dink and a follow up with the MP9 can easily take down an AK. But definitely not a bad gun to have in this situation. Actually, they might be able to upgrade to an AK here. As Rosinho's getting a little overzealous. He gets spotted out. Here comes the spray from the SMG. It's long range on the MP9, and he does fall through a box. There are lower HP players still in play for Smoke Criminals, and they do seem to be going on sort of a partial hunt here. They do have to be careful not to drop any extra guns, and they will not. The AK salvage now is going to be a nice pickup, and the nade so close to doing damage. I don't think it would have dropped anybody, though.
That AK is massive, though. Not only is the AK massive, but the MP9 kept in the hands of Lollipop as well. Hopefully he picks up a kit. But I mean, just look at their money now. They have two players who are no longer in reset territory. Lollipop might have so much money he could probably even drop a weapon in the next round.
Yeah, they're on max loss, so he definitely will. 3,400 in the bank.
Yeah. Let's see Smoke Criminals switch it up though. They won the pistol. They converted the next 2 rounds, easy peasy. Not a big deal. Now the real game begins. They're going to start off with some mid control. Robo is behind that smoke. I think Zeisty might have a bit of a crack in that. He's kind of holding for any feet he can spot. But Robo's looking to come through. Oh, he knows they're all there.
Whoa. Oh, this is so good. Robo, the first kill. He has info in the second, but he does actually get it. The trades are coming through, but Lollipop and Boggs finding 2 more and making a second for Boggs. That is a relatively clean round for Nemiga to pick up, and gun round number 1 goes the way of the CT side.
Wow. That looked almost too easy for Nemiga right there. Anyways, all right. So we'll scrap that gun round. We'll scrap that gun round real quick and move on to the second gun round. Nemiga. Flawless round almost. Got 3 players alive. Now they're on to the next gun round. This is the final investment here for Smoke Criminals, who are going to have to use their smokes defensively, unfortunately. Look at James, though. He's on the hunt with the Krieg. But the grenades and the utility is just so strong right now for Nemiga.
This comes with being in a standing roster for a long period of time, although Smoke Criminals dealing a lot of damage in return. Bit of artillery strikes down on the Robos. He's 35 HP, although it is the op, so still not too huge of a factor. Take a couple shots and take more than just one to take him down, but a lot of map control over towards brackets from Smoke Criminals. Let's look at Zasty. He's pushed all the way up, but Boggs should be running into him momentarily as the smoke is clearing. Zasty gonna catch him out with a nade in hand, and he spots out Rosinho as well. Smoke goes through, but early man advantage for, not really early anymore, as we have under a minute to play. Still man advantage for Nemiga. The bomb does seem to be rotating over towards the B site.
Yeah, and I think with that kill, Nemiga has pretty much relieved all the pressure towards the A site. As soon as Boggs starts to realize that now, he'll likely probably either begin the flank or get on that fast rotate towards the B site where the hit is coming in. It's only a matter of time, but look at the smoke, perfectly timed by Nemiga. Now this round is incredibly awkward.
Oh, indeed. There's so little time as well. Honestly, if you're Smoke Criminals, you have to be debating a save, but Fearoth is going on top of the sandbags, hunting for something with the any little information. But there is none to be given by Nemiga as the hit now coming in. The flash is going through. The rotations are coming through as well for Nemiga, and the time is oh so low. But Fearoth, Robo has fallen. Boggs goes down through the smoke. Bomb can get planted as soon as Yo falls. And actually, there is just enough time as Yo was able to get one, which does make this a doable retake for Nemiga. But Fearoth's going to be able to take that op into Emo, the AK behind Newbox, and then one more on Banana in the form of Razinho. MDS and Lollipop have a massive amount of work to do, but they do have kits. They're both going to come from the church side as well. There is a Galil in the hands of Lollipop. That might factor in a little bit. A good Molotov as well by Fearoth as there is still time ticking away. And now it seems Nemiga are backing away. Flash goes through. And actually, Razinho's going to hunt for him. Lollipop's going to fall. MDS will trade it out, but at this point, it's just consolatory damage. He's trying to stay alive as Connor ends the dream of MDS saving the AK. And Smoke Criminals strike right back.
What a messy round. Okay, so I guess it is Geo, from what I'm being told. I honestly, I feel like I've been told so many different things that I'm not sure if it's Yo or Geo at this point. But yeah, what a good round from Smoke Criminals. I like the little hunt towards the end right there, making sure that both players end up falling here for Nemiga, which lowers their economy significantly. But with their loss bonus still in play, I think they're all right.
Yeah, they are getting this buy up. There's going to be one SMG, but
Single kit.
Exactly. I was about to mention that, and I'm very well aware of how you feel about these lack of kits.
I mean, at least one.
Yeah.
Just to have the peace of mind, just to know that if it does end into a retake scenario, like realistically, how much is an HE going to do in this round? It's going to do, let's say, a total of like 70 damage, maybe?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe more if they're like really well placed.
But I mean,
sure.
I highly doubt they're going to go for that in a gun round. I mean, yeah, forego a nade on box and get a second flashbang and a kit, you're set.
Let's see if it comes into play. I mean, if it factors in at the end, then I will shame them. For now, I will hold my peace. It's going to be flashes down the mid. Standard setup here for Smoke Criminals as they look to gain control of Banana and Halls. Pretty standard things happening. Nothing fancy. Actually, Smoke Criminals might be looking to... Oh no, they're just going to need to waste a lot of their utility early. I thought they were going to brute force it, but the players have fallen back from the B site. It's only just one man right there.
I like that play, actually. The second Molotov up Banana, really establishing your control, and then everyone else going over towards A site and having all that advanced control and Halls. There's 3 players up and ready to explode on a site. Fearoth throwing some utility out towards A as well. Lollipop's in prime position. The flash is good, and Lollipop's been able to find 2. Actually, I think that was a team flash. Lollipop goes for the 3rd, though, and he finds Connor in the pit as well. Fearoth, though, strikes right back onto Robo, but still it's a tall hill to climb as they are still down by 2 men. Smoke Criminals, they have time, but what they don't have, Roy, is the bomb.
Yeah, I was just about to say, the bomb is right inside the mini pit. They have to commit so hard for that. And there's still a decent amount of utility available for Nemiga as well. And you can see that Nemiga's actually keeping a player towards the B site just to make sure they're not getting flanked in that direction, so they don't actually have to worry about it. But the players in Arch, the players in Pit, these guys are isolated. And if they can claw their way out one at a time right here, but that is such a hard angle to predict. I can't blame Fearoth for overlooking that one. And Lollipop does close out the round against Zeisty. So Nemiga answering right back. 4 players alive. Pretty good.
Yeah. The gun rounds that Nemiga have won have been pretty clean. And you really can't fault Smoke Criminals for their play in them as well. So, top class showing here from Nemiga early on in their gun rounds.
Oh, this is such a... They're in such awkward money territory that they don't even know what to do. Look at the aggression coming out from Nemiga right now. They're just going full hunt mode. They've cleared alt mid. They've cleared other parts of the Halls. Fearoth. Nice shots.
Wow. That's the op gone as well. But Lollipop's going to answer back, and this is probably one of my favorite players to watch on this Nemiga squad. Definitely one of the star players in the CS rank, I have to say. And there he finds one from the grave as well. The Molotov taking down Razinho, going for the refrag. But it's still a 3v3, and there's armor and an AK on Connor. But James is down to 4 HP. And the AK is far away. It's down bottom Banana. The op has been salvaged and has been thrown away, and Fearoff walks right out. And Boggs will shoot him down to the back. Only 4 HP and one guy without helmet. The bomb is going to rotate down towards B, but Smoke Criminals, the very most they can hope for is damage at this point.
There is hope, though. There is a little bit of hope. Geo, he's the only defender towards that part of the map. If he falls without getting a kill or only getting one kill, that would be a bomb plant. That would be a post-plant scenario, 1 versus 2 or a 2 versus 2. But I think he just spotted them, and that smoke might have just done it. And I think he probably pretty much has this in the bag. Now let's see, it's 1 deeked. Okay, so they do go 1 for 1. That is going to be a bomb plant, and it's going to be a 1 versus 2 scenario for Connor. But he has enough time to reposition, so this could be doable.
Yeah, it definitely is, especially since he has armor as well. He doesn't have a helmet, so Boggs can one-tap him, but he still has that advantage to be able to reposition. He has the armor. He has the AK. And what a player to keep alive to the end of the round as well. There is a kit on MDS, so he can go for the stick, but Connor's just crossed right behind the smoke. The flash goes in, and Connor's going to push on through. They're both caught behind. Connor, though, runs out of ammunition as MDS will find the return frag. That is a costly anti-eco or anti-force as it would be for Nemiga. And Smoke Criminals definitely showing a lot of poise here, doing a lot of damage to Nemiga, who, and luckily for them, keeps their economy in check.
I 100% agree. I think they're playing really well right now. They're making the right calls. They're reading the map correctly. And that was just, again, a hero AK round. That's all they had. They had pistols, a little bit of armor. I think 2 players were unarmored completely. They brought it down to a 1 versus 1 and got a bomb plant out of it. And now Nemiga are staring down the barrel of a potential reset right here. So Smoke Criminals have done the damage. Now they need to convert this round. But problem here for Smoke Criminals. Look at the aggression from Nemiga. They're all the way up in their faces inside the halls.
And I like the banana play from Nemiga as well. Actually, they're going to fall off now, but they had a lot of it early on. But the op goes down there. Actually, this is the op. It's Lollipop to go down, but the trades are coming through. But still, it's a 3v3. Zasty on the Mac 10, just outside, gets flash, but Boggs isn't going to clear it. Zasty's going to spray full blind. And there goes Boggs. Man advantage to the Smoke Criminals. Good team play as well. The good flashbangs, good playing off of each other in the trades. If you can trade out on T side, will always favor you in the end, as MDS is about to walk into an op, and it's all down to Geo, but the bomb is running all the way back towards A. It's a great call. It'll go down for free, but Geo is read it as well. He's all the way in library, and if Smoke Criminals aren't going to hurry up, the bomb might not even get to be planted, but Connor's going to watch for the push anyways, and that is really smart from Connor.
Again, good decision making from Smoke Criminals. They recognize as soon as they got that flank, they're probably going to have free passage towards the A site. Really well called. Very simple CS, effective CS. And now Nemiga, what was down the barrel is now the reality. It's going to be pistols, no armor except for MDS, who has illegal armor. And really only just 2 upgraded pistols and a Zeus. That's all they have in this round.
The Zeus actually will get a kill, but he's on 4 HP, so Geo will not be able to put that AK to good use, but he does do some nice damage with the Zeus. Always love seeing those kills. But now the B side will be just about overwhelmed. All the utility to be used to clear out the angles. It's a good job by Smoke Criminals, not taking any chances. But Robo, being a Smoke Criminal in his own right, finds Razinho. But MDS and Lollipop, the last 2 alive, they do have Deagles. It is a 2v3. So they can do a lot more damage, potentially find themselves a defuse if they do end up getting fast kills. But post-plant positions are pretty strong indeed. And now at this point, I feel like Nemiga are just going to play exits and try and take the ranged engagement. Never mind. They're going to go for the boost. I like this play. Lollipop over. He knows one is new box. The op, though, on Connor will spot him out just above the smoke. And now MDS will await the inevitable. A bullet to the face or to the body. Something will put him down in the end. He actually does find Zasty before he does go down. And over to the Glock is Connor. But the Glock round will take him down in the end. But still, decent amount of damage for Nemiga.
Yeah,
but
I
more
agree.
importantly, 6 rounds on the board for Smoke Criminals.
Yeah, and that's really the talking point, isn't it? This was a double reset, by the way, for Nemiga. Now they have to force save again. It's going to have to be pistols and armor, likely a little bit of utility coming out. The first pause, hopefully not a technical, but yeah, I have to say, Smoke Criminals are playing really well. 6-3, and again, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is Nemiga's map pick. Let me just redouble check that, just to make sure. I'm like 90% sure this is Nemiga's map pick.
I am as well, because I'm pretty sure that Smoke Criminals picked Mirage, or not Mirage, but Dust 2. and Mirage was left as the decider. So I am about 95% sure this is Nemiga's pick.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, this is a scary Smoke Criminals roster. I mean, this is a semifinal. Winner gets that place in the finals, but right now, Smoke Criminals, if they can find that upset here on Inferno, definitely going to be a scary proposition on a very toss-up map like Dust 2.
Yeah, Dust 2 is going to be very interesting, but let's see this push down the middle right now. Boggs is tapping away along with Lollipop, and they find themselves 2 kills. Now the response back is coming from Smoke Criminals, but they've actually fallen as well. It's down to James B3. He has 3 health, and he falls. It's down to Fearoth now in a 1 versus 2. He has the bomb on his back. He's trying to throw away whatever weapon he can and pick up a more suitable weapon for a 1 versus 2. But Geo is up close and personal inside the smoke. He's going for the spray through. He's doing the damage, and eventually finds the kill.
Man.
And that's a straight up robbery.
That is some serious larceny here from Nemiga, being criminals and stealing away the round from Smoke Criminals. And in what spectacular fashion. Do that aggression mid and alt, doing all sorts of damage to the Smoke Criminals side. And then coming down to the 1v2, Geo playing in a little gap in the smoke, and he catches out Fearoth on the AK. And it's a nice round for Nemiga to strike back with, because look what Smoke Criminals are left with.
Yeah, that was probably the best round to pick up for Nemiga in this half, I think. Now they've gotten themselves AK-47s, Geo's at $4,000, MDS is at 5. This is a great turnaround for their economy and the round differentials. Now all they have to do is just play safe. Wait for the hit to come in, wait for someone else to make their commitment. Nice early damage coming out here for Nemiga.
Deagle Shock finding some damage on the box. Says still 5 alive per side. And actually, I think Razinho might have he actually got noticed now. Geo finds Connor on a nade, and he also takes down James BT, but there is a wariness of a flank. But Razinho is still hanging around library. The bomb is rotating back towards A, but Lollipop, oh, the timing to flip around, able to find Razinho in the end. That could have ended so poorly.
Yeah.
Gun picked up, plus the damage.
You just want to kill him in style, you know?
Yeah, 360 no scope.
And now it's just Zeisty, and I think his fate is inevitable here. And there it is. 5-6, the comeback from Nemiga. Now the economy is still in kind of a rough condition here for Smoke Criminals, but I don't think they have the patience for the save again. They just want to buy up right here, but it will be limited for utility. They'll have weaponry at the very least. I think Fearoth might just downgrade for that extra utility. Yep, there it is.
That's a good move. I mean, Inferno is a very utility-centric map, so definitely see going for the Galil. I mean, it's practically M4 anyway. But Boggs, the aggression again for Nemiga down Banana, gets him the first pick, and so much map control as well, and he's just going to fall off with it. Great play early on for Nemiga. It seems that they've finally woken up. Smoke Criminals have poked the bear a little too much, and that bear is now awake.
It's all furry and nice until it wakes up, isn't it, Boggs?
It's nice, warm, and cuddly. But once it wakes up, it's going to swat you into oblivion. But James BT swats Robo down for the count. But MDS, Lollipop, and Boggs all but simultaneously taking down 3, leaving Razinho in the 1v4. And with the positioning from the Nemiga side as well, Razinho would be hard pressed to even find more than 2 kills in this one.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a crossfire in the middle already. This is already the one and done right here. If he even gets one out of this one. I always like to break this down in like the most simple ways. Like Razinho either has to hit a 1-tap or 4 shots to the body. Okay, so MDS does take the 1v1, but he's left with 19 health. That means he's 1 shot, and Lollipop smells blood, and Lollipop eliminates. 6-6. Things are tied up. Smoke Criminals, big loss bonus, but without the bomb plant, they will not have enough money for a purchase.
Yeah, and this is Nemiga's chance to actually get a lead for the first time in this half as well, in this game. So, definitely a strong answer back from them as well. Even against these pistols, Nemiga keep on getting aggressive. This double nade stack doesn't do a lot, but that is some map control established. And actually, Smoke Criminals, they're expecting the aggression from Nemiga now. Look at them all camped up bottom mid. And Boggs might be met with a very unpleasant surprise as he keeps edging his way closer and closer to the T-Ramp. He's all the way in mailbox, so very shortly he might get swung by a few pistols, and we all know Tech 9's P250s can do close range.
Yeah, like Boggs has a lot of trust in Geo right now. That's for damn sure. Boggs only able to get one, but Geo is looking solid, and Geo is just a pillar. The turret of doom, securing the round for his team. So nice teamwork once again from Nemiga, closing out the round, not letting it slip away. 7-6 though. Now, fun and games are over. We're back on a gun round, Boggs. It's time. If this ends into a 9-6 though for Nemiga, I have to say, that would be a good half, all things considered. Even an 8-7 for Nemiga at this point would still be a good half. And I suspect that Nemiga will be infinitely stronger on the T side, where their cohesion and teamwork will really come into play.
Yeah, I mean, the Smoke Criminals, I mean, you can't be upset with the 6-round half on the T side. But I just can't help but feel like they could have done so much more with it, as Geo will find Zasti first off. This banana control again for Nemiga is so good. And this is some textbook banana play. Each round they mix it up. It starts with that nades, the small tops, the nades, now banana. And Boggs is actually going to go down. So B-side very well might be open if they can find the fast trade onto the low HP Geo. The rotation is coming in from MDS. Robo to join as well. Oh, they haven't noticed Geo behind the fountain. He will go down eventually. The nade's not going to find their damage, their mark, and the bomb will go down towards Orange's. MDS is smoked off, so the spray will not be accurate. And in this 3v3, the setup is actually pretty strong for Smoke Criminals, and the 7th round would be very nice for them to pick up.
Dude, I thought one of the stray bullets was going to kill the bomb planter. It was so close, but now James is showing his position. They know that at least one of these 3 players is towards Emo. Now, they still have the Molotov. They're probably going to use that to clear off James, who's been pushed to the pillar. Not burning yet. He still has harbor behind that pillar, but Lollipop with a nice shot from spawn. Now the retake begins. Connor's now the last remaining player, and his position is definitely known. The time is ticking, and it has to be eliminated quickly, but I think he's done it. Yeah, he has done it. No, MDS, what are you doing? Run, spawn.
He's dying.
I don't think it matters that much. They still have a lot of money in the bank.
Are we going to see a double up here from Nemiga? We haven't seen that all game. And, you know, off top banana can... Oh, there it is. They cut me off.
All right, let's
Look at
see
this
it.
buy from Fearoth, though.
Hey, why didn't he invest utility? It's the last round.
Yeah, I'm quite puzzled by that. He had a single solitary Molotov.
Maybe he's like, if I don't have utility, I'll just use my weapon. Oh no, this is a disaster. Definitely not the ending that Smoke Criminals were looking for. Lollipop, Geo have both managed to find kills. Now, what is the response here for Smoke Criminals? The bomb's all the way back down in T-spawn. That has to be recovered, so they'll likely waste like, what, 10, 15 seconds to get that? Give or take. Seems like, I think it's a desperation here. They have no control towards hold. They have no control towards middle. It pretty much has to be B.
Yeah, it really does. And I can't help but wonder what it would be like if Fearoth had a smoke and maybe a couple of flashbangs in hand, you know? Because right now it's just Zasti on a smoke, a single flash on Connor. That smoke is gone. And as the CT smoke is not going to be there, Robo's going to be able to close it off, but Geo has an off position on site. Robo the ops finding kills, and Boggs on the M4 will mop up the final frag of the half. An 8-7 picked up by Nemiga. Well, they might have started off on a very shaky foot. They definitely came back strong and found their stride in the latter portions of this half.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't feel like Nemiga's that one team that will crumble under the pressure. I think they're always a team that will just keep battling until it either goes their way or they lose close. But let's see what they're up to on the T side. We've seen a pretty good CT side. You know, Smoke Criminals did get a little bit of a streak early, but it was shut down inevitably. But now it is Nemiga on the T side looking to set the pace early. Geo's taking down Zeisy. That's going to weaken the A defenses with only one player remaining right here. It's going to be Connor towards Halls. He's tapping away, doing what he can, but there are so many players flooding in that he's only able to find one. And we're down to a 3 versus 3 here in the post plant. Bomb is planted towards default. There's positioning towards pit, and there's positioning towards the stairs.
I mean, Boggs doesn't have armor, so he is liable to get caught out by aim punch. Lollipop doing the damage on the James BT from range. Boggs will find Fearoth. Now Rosinho with the kit gets instantly eliminated by MDS. That is a great pistol round to pick up for Nemiga. As now they have a chance to expand their lead.
Okay, a bit of a different culture here for in terms of second round buy for Nemiga. They're gonna go for the single rifle. Remember Smoke Criminals? They went for the 5 rifles off the bat.
Yep, and look at what Smoke Criminals have to play with here too. Look at how much they've invested.
Look at where they are.
The lack thereof. Oh, wait, is that the Astralis stack?
Yeah, they're
it
running
is.
the water stack.
It's the Astralis stack. Honestly, I'm not too big of a fan of that stack. I mean, you run into an AK and you're pretty much all dead.
or you know, a single flash that comes to CT every single time. That usually counters that pretty well.
Or some good nades.
But I mean, they're going for the USP. No, they're going for the 0 investment round here.
Yeah, I mean, but still, you can do a little more damage when you're behind cover on a site, I feel anyway. It's just, I just don't agree with that with the philosophy of that stack, because I feel like it's too easily countered.
For sure. And it's becoming more and more known. Maybe the element of surprise was like the key for this, but I think Nemiga has so much control on the map right now. They know exactly where these players are. And I think Robo will be the first here. And, yep, he spotted them. He jiggled it perfectly. He knew. He definitely knew.
I mean, where else are 5 players going to be besides Bean? That's easy farm for Nemiga. The SMG's finding 3 out of 5 as well. And that's some solid money now in Lollipop's bank account, who's also at 22-7, I'd like to add.
I swear, I don't think I've ever watched a match with Lollipop not popping off. Kid, he's so consistent. I call him a kid, but he's a grown man. But he's so consistent. It's actually unreal.
Lollipopping off.
Yeah, exactly. But now Smoke Criminals will be on the buy. Nice shot coming out from Ro, but he can't quite escape the Molotov. They go 1 for 1. That's not bad. If anything, Nemiga's probably happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, Ed's $400 invested for that kill. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, you get a Molotov kill after you go down. A rifle out of the CT hands as well. On with sort of like a bonus for you. As Connor and Zasti are finding kills. And Geo actually finds one at range with the MP9. The Mac 10 to back him up by Robo. But James BT on the M4 will actually get taken down. Now Robo has to find Zasti. But the AUG on top of a box on site will pick up an 8th for Smoke Criminals. That is a very costly round. And comparatively, Nemiga really didn't invest all too much. They had a few SMGs in that round, and they'll be back on the rifles here.
It won't be limited, though. I mean, yes, rocking the AK naked. That means armor only, no utility. And, of course, Boggs has limited of utility of his own, but at least he has the key. Is the Molotov smoke for at least to gain banana control and look to execute onto towards the site if they choose so. But pretty even buy across the board, I'd say. Let's see what they're up to. Okay, so standard setup here for Nemiga. This is the kind of default that I like. This actually could catch Smoke Criminals off guard, but they do have a great setup for this kind of play coming out from Boggs. So I think he might be a victim right here. No, he spotted the weapon, but do they expect Rosino to be here?
I mean, they do seem to be edging over towards B, as Lollipop actually going to find Zassi. That's one of the rifles gone. One of the better rifles, too, because there's a Mag 7 and a FAMAS in play. The Mag 7 will fall as well. That is A site open as the rotations are going to come back from B. And actually, the presence on Banana had drawn Fearoth over. So, while they really didn't, and you didn't really see it on camera, but James just sprayed into Rosino's legs and taking him out from the kneecaps in the smoke. A little bit of a brain malfunction there, but bomb does go down. It's a free site, and Smoke Criminals have all back their way into B. But to finish what I was saying, the presence on Banana drew the rotation over and really caught Smoke Criminals out off guard.
Definitely.
And the kill from Lollipop on mid, really securing that round as the Mag 7 on site got taken out from range. And I think actually, yeah, the Nemiga are going to go for the hunt here. Rosino falls first, James BT falls second, and it's all down to Fearoth to try and save a gun and avoid a very nasty situation.
Yeah, this is a great hunt coming out from Nemiga. It's a little bit greedy, but it's a good hunt nonetheless. There it is. No casualties taken. A flawless hunt for them. They've eliminated all the money out of Smoke Criminals' hands, and now they have them in the economic chokehold for now. But I suspect it'll only be a single eco right here. But Nemiga looking to take the 12th in a row here. Or 12th on the board, excuse me. You know what, though? I have to say, since the last patch with the AUG nerf, I feel like CSGO is generally going to start shifting into T-sidedness temporarily.
I have to agree, because I mean, people relied so heavily on the AUG to hold certain angles, And now, given especially that unscoping accuracy, I think we've seen it come into play here a couple times, and even in other events and leagues too, where people are trying to go for those unscoped og frags, and it's just not the same anymore. The spray control is different. The first shot accuracy isn't the same, and it's really going to weaken the CT defenses, which was what I thought was making. Ooh, Razinho! Okie dokie! Put another one on the board as he's hitting Coyotes all over the place, but Robo will return us at the very least to a certain realm of reality as B site will be open, the bomb will go down, but the hunt is going to be on for Smoke Criminals. Fearoth has armor as well, and there goes Robo. Fearoth takes minimal damage, and Boggs is low as well. This is definitely doable. A smoke picked up. There's two on the side of the CT of the Smoke Criminals, and they have a flash as well that can smoke off CT, smoke off coffins, eliminate two different angles, and Geo will be stuck behind one of those. They do choose to throw him. They do throw CT, but it is bad. There's a gap, and Geo team would exploit it. Actually, doesn't even matter. His box found one. Geo will pop through and find the second, so Nemiga will pick up a 12? Yeah, 12. But still.
It was a good round for Smoke Criminals.
Yeah.
Got it down to a 2 versus 2. Good damage, but of course it's still a round win for Nemiga, so they will have a full buy right here. And they have a lot of reserve money as well, so I mean, they're not really too stressed financially. But Smoke Criminals, this is, or what could be, one of their last 3 gun rounds right here. So they need to make this one count.
That is not the way to start it off, is it, Roy? Geo punishing an overzealous Asti. Ooh, wow.
Oh my lord, what is happening? Nemiga has
got barrel stuff.
They just got dismantled. It looked like they had no chance there. And it was Nemiga forcing smokes. How did this end up this way?
I guess that's the magic of trying to be a Smoke Criminal when you're playing against the Smoke Criminals, because that's exactly what Nemiga have done 2 rounds in a row, really. They're exploiting little gaps and smokes pushing through, and the Smoke Criminals are just getting caught off guard.
I guess sometimes the only way to fight fire is with fire.
Or smoke with smoke, as it may be.
Fair play. If you were wondering in the chat, by the way, Smoke Criminals are a mix, but they are actually, in fact, a team.
Yeah, they are. They've been around for a little bit as well, if I'm not mistaken. I remember seeing this name for just about a year now, so definitely no stranger to the what would be like tier 3, tier 4 scene.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere in that line spectrum. The tiers is so convoluted now. I honestly generally do not know what a tier 2 is versus a tier 3, but I always thought tier 2 was bottom pro, and then tier 3 and 4 was like MZL, you know, qualifying teams around the world, and then tier like 4 to 5 was like a top advanced. But I found out I was wrong, and I have no idea what tiers are. So, anyways.
I mean, I'm kind of along those lines. I feel like tier 2 teams should be the bottom level of pro league teams, like the teams in the relegation zone, but you know, op on Fearoth, M4 on Connor, and what do you think about this buy here, right?
Yeah, this is a bit of a ragtag purchase, but the hero op here for Fearoth will have to come to play, I think. This could be a round they could steal away from Nemiga, but the only thing that I fear for Smoke Criminals is really how strong the economic purchasing power is here for Nemiga. I mean, they can just pump out weapons left and right.
Ooh, that's a good pickup for Connor, though. And he's actually going to find a second. There goes MDS, and the man advantage is favoring the Smoke Criminals. But one thing they don't have is sight control, as Connor being forced back. He's been spotted, and Boggs has taken him down. An op and a deagle on this retake. No salvaged rifle for Zasti. He's going to have to come up with some nasty headshots as Fearoth can't really close the gap. And there goes Zasti. Fearoth's going aggro, and Robo will counter the op with one of his own. And Nemiga 2 rounds away now from taking their map pick and taking us to Dust 2.
Okay, double op setup comes out. Again, this could be the final purchase available here for Smoke Criminals. If they lose this one, they're going to have a very weak purchase in the next round, unless they're able to save some weapons. So, I mean, this could be the final shot right here, Boggs. This needs to be the final stand for Smoke Criminals if they want a shot at this first map at the very least. But here we go. Banana controls coming out from Nemiga. They've established that. I think Smoke Criminals has lost their confidence to try to battle it out on Banana, since I don't think they've won a single Banana contestation. So rightfully so, they're playing it passive. Just give it up. Let Nemiga wait for utility.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not working, you got to change something up, and they do change it up. And Connor, holding the long angle from CT, will actually find the first pick, and that's a good way for Smoke Criminals to start, and probably their first good start in quite some time.
Reed, being first pick. Raw is really playing with fire here. Lollipop, so sick, man. Molotov's gonna push Zicey forward. That could be another isolated player they can find, and MDS does in fact squeeze that out. Now it's gonna weaken the A defenses significantly. It's only Firov here standing on site by himself.
Ooh, he found the first. Can he find the second? He will not. He gets caught dropping and trying to reposition. Lollipop elects not to go for the smoke and to hold the angle, instead expecting to push through. James B team might just be giving it to him. His box is being held up by Connor, making a lot of noise on site. But here comes the secondary smoke, but Lollipop in Graveyard gets spotted out by James, and now it's all on Box. The Molotov is perfectly placed. The smoke comes out, though, and Box is going to try and be in Smoke Criminal of his own. Molotov goes out. He's on top of Ninja Box. He finds one. He gets sprayed through, and the shots will eventually come through for James, but he does not know where the bomb is. He finds it in the smoke, and I believe he has plenty of time to defuse as well, so Smoke Criminals on their Alamo stand have avoided going up against map point.
Wow. I can begin to feel my heart pumping, Boggs. The adrenaline, it is kicking in. That's what I love. 28-11 for Lollipop. This man's popping off. 18-11 is the next in line. Actually, excuse me, 19-13. 18-11 is a pretty good scoreline nonetheless, though. But your Smoke Criminals are a little bit worse for wear than they were in the round before. They went from double ops and rifles to a single op, a single rifle, and SMGs. That's a rough purchase here for what could be the final buy available for Smoke Criminals.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see going up against potential map point, and also facing that reset potential as well. So always rough when you're on the CT side and you get taken down low in rounds like that. And the ops, the rifles really have to shine for the Smoke Criminals. One thing I'd like to know, though, too.
You see that nade?
I did.
That's so sick. That's to get the guy on coffins. I gotta learn that.
Box is at 427 utility damage right now. 316 for Geo.
Jeez.
So there's some serious nade damage from these Nemiga players. And they're actually going to march their way up both brackets, and they have a lot of top car controls. Well, the bomb is down mid. And with 48 seconds to go, they really have to make a decision soon where they want to end up hitting. And I think it's going to be B right.
Yeah, I mean, they're already shifting in that way. There are 3 players already there. The bomb is making its way on out. Lollipop is grouping up as well. I mean, this is all eggs in one basket. And I think Smoke Criminals are getting the feeling that this is likely going to end it on the B side as well. So this is going to get super messy here, Boggs.
This is going to be a grunt. What is grudge match? Yeah, I think that's the term I'm looking for. Is Box will find the first. The flash comes through, blinds the players, and delays. Time is ticking, and that bomb will be getting its position on site. The op is boosted up over the smoke, but Firov actually will be able to find one. Gets run boosted over and is allowed to find Box as well. 3v2, but Robo has an op. He's positioned towards Banana, and they know where one is. The second is coming in through CT. Firov jumping on top and might have been hurt to get spotted. And what a disgusting shot from Robo. That was absolute filth right there.
Wow. That was so sick from Robo. That was just unreal flick. And yeah, this is as hard as it was of a decision. I think Smoke Criminals needed to just save those weapons, because now they have nothing here to defend against it. It's just what M4 without any utility. Okay, that's one way to open up the round. Raw, okay. But yeah, I mean,
that'll do it.
You have a scout, which just got a kill, so I can't even criticize that anymore. But an XM and UMP, they don't have a single kit. They don't have they have 2 smokes remaining. They don't have any Molotovs to flush on the retakes or to defend against execute. So I mean, if Nemiga was to group up and hit B right out, it would be a success.
I mean, call me crazy. I feel like the XM is going to have more impact in this round than the FAMAS, as FAMAS has already been spotted out, and James actually did get a dink off Geo. So it does seem that he will be forced off for now, waiting for his teammates to regroup. That nade is so good on the coffins. I love that.
Right?
Firov, though, he's rotated in, and there goes Geo. The XM is still on top of first. Orange is in the Nate will take Boggs down to 81 HP. Lollipop, this is the clipping here. Razinho, look at this aggression down mid, though. He's going to walk right into MDS, and there's a second scout kill, making a second and damage on to Lollipop 2K. Connor still has the XM, and I believe he knows where Boggs is. And in this kind of range, the XM is so deadly as well. So definitely looking like a potential 10th round for Smoke Criminals. There it comes. The XM shines, and FAMAS will find the final kill. So we're not done here yet, and keeping all those guys alive, the rifle salvaged as well. Smoke Criminals, they still have themselves a solid buy.
Yeah, they just got themselves a much better buy than they had in the round before. I mean, it was what, a Scout, an XM, a FAMAS, M4, and an UMP. Now it's triple AKs, double M4s, full utility this time, full kits this time. I mean, they just dodged a bullet in every definition of the word, but now they're looking to do some early damage with the utility. But I think Nemiga's looking to up the speed here a little bit as well.
Oh, indeed. Definitely a change of pace is called for after delaying cost them around and potentially the map here too, as right now Smoke Criminals can force Nemiga back onto a reset or an eco. So definitely dire straits here for the CIS squad, as this EU mix is primed to get themselves an 11th if they can find the kills in these AKs and the M4s, the utility. But speaking of utility, they've used quite a bit of it already. Ooh, it does appear to be a hit. Never mind, the bomb is still down. There's so much A control there. Now MDS is going to go find the bomb, but is Nemiga going to use this as a fake? They have players dropping back. Smoke's going out. And I think it is. The bomb is rotating up towards B-Roy. I think this is a great call. That nade, the one to Fearoth is so good. Nemiga is so good with this utility.
Yeah, Fearoth is in such a tough situation right now. Now it's really awkward because James has to decide if they want to contest mid or if they want to leave him behind, but they're actually going to contest bracket. And this is a great on-the-fly call here for Smoke Criminals. Not only have they managed to sweep middle, but they've gotten themselves a kill and some damage. And now Connor is just sweeping it up towards the B site. MDS is able to find the return frag and an open site, but I mean, the damage is done. They've put themselves in an incredibly advantageous scenario. Now they just need some money.
Yeah, and MDS isn't going to be able to get the bomb down. Robo on the off and try and find some damage. And actually, MDS did take down James with a flame. That's like the third or fourth time an Amiga player has gotten a kill with a Molotov after he's already died. So,
achievement unlocked from the grave.
I remember the first time I got that. Those were good times. I'd already invested like 200 hours into this game.
Oh, only 200 hours. How fast they grow.
Indeed. But look at Robo.
Yeah,
$0 in the bank.
Yeah, that's really the downside of saving on the T side. It's unfortunate, but at least he has an AWP and some utility here to make this run at least possible. Not favorable, but possible.
I mean, if you're an Amiga here, do you go for the force, the investment around the op, considering that you're not on great loss bonus and half of your team isn't going to be able to bind to the next round anyways? I feel like you might want to go for that force up with the op. I mean, it's T-side, and it's Inferno. You can probably find something.
I mean, they're what? They're going on the third loss bonus now?
Yeah, it's 2,900.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is all right.
I was thinking with CT economy.
Yeah, Fearoth once again in the same situation. He loves that cubby, but encountered quite a bit. Oh, that nade. Oh, I really thought I was going to do much more. But Robo, he's going to stick around in the fire and find Zasty for free. That's a weapon that can be recovered. And there's still a lot of time left on the clock. So, I mean, there's really no rush for Nemiga just yet. They can recover that weapon in middle. And they can either redirect to B or redirect to A. But, uh-oh.
Does seem to be an A hit as Gio's going to get found out by Connor. But now the rotate is going to come back. It is James to head towards A. And this is a good read. They need to bolster the site. But the pistol's close range. The AK on the armored player MDS does make things much more difficult. Boggs is going to enter in. He's going to spot out one. Fearoth, though, finding kills. Fearoth finds Lollipop as well. And Robo's the 1v4. And he makes the 1v3. But it's not to be. Razinho will shut him down. The op is not salvaged. But still, minimal casualties for Smoke Criminals will keep their money alive.
Right, that's really what all that they need right now. Just make sure they don't have a single weak gun run to try to bring this into OT. As soon as they get into OT, well, they're good to go at that point.
I mean, MR3 is 16K, right?
Yes. Actually, is it 16? I can't remember if it's 16 or 10K.
Pretty sure Faces on 10K.
Yeah, we'll find out soon, I suppose, if it goes down to it. But now it's going to be a fast play towards the A site. It seems like Nemiga is looking for their set piece, but there's so much counter utility. It's so much positioning here for Smoke Criminals that this is really awkward. But somehow, Nemiga's made their way onto site.
And Zasty was burning alive, half blind, but he does go down in the end. Still gets one and quite a bit of damage onto a second. Fearoth and James finding more. MDS falls. 13 now for Smoke Criminals. And are you feeling it now, Roy? I'm feeling that adrenaline. I just got some goosebumps here from that retake, because that was flawless from Smoke Criminals.
Right? Buying just enough time for everyone to say, all right, everyone fight, everyone fight. Everyone just peeked out at the same time. Just mowing down all the staggered players for Nemiga. That's really well called. I agree. That was sick. That was so well played by Smoke. Now, again, they have the full utility. They have the full kits on the CT side. The defense is much easier than it's been for them. 2 rounds left. Nemiga, one of them is going to be an eco right here. It's going to be Deagles across the board. A couple P250s. And a couple flashes as well.
This has definitely been a good stand. Remember, it was 14-9 at one point. Or 14-8, actually. Fearoth finds the first against these pistols. I think it 1v1 duels, and I don't know if I can necessarily agree with that. I mean, you have the pistols. I mean, yes, you have deeples, but a double peek definitely going to be a little more successful than a single peek. And they are paying for it right now. MDS is low, and there has been no trades back for the Nemiga squad, but... Ooh, Connor finds another one. That one was through the smoke as well. But I have to say, I'm really appreciating this discipline on the Smoke Criminals. They're not overextending. They're playing with each other. They're playing off of each other and trying to minimize those casualties to give themselves the best chance to get that 15th round on the board and take us to some Inferno overtime. Raw finds Robo, and MDS and Boggs a very tough task ahead of them. And it's not going to happen. Raw and Zasty will find the final 2. That's a flawless anti-eco for Smoke Criminals now. And I feel like Nemiga kind of have the hot water on him.
Yeah, it would be really unfortunate for Smoke Criminals, though, to make their way up all the way here to get fall to 16-14. But again, they have everything they need. Double op setup is operational. Kits across the board. Double AKs for that one-tap potential. They have the full utility to make it work. They just need to avoid deaths early on towards the banana control, which they have seemed to have forfeited every single time at this point. And they've done a good job. They've done a really good job being dynamic on A. So I'm not really concerned about the A defenses right now. But Nemiga has done a really good job establishing fear and dread on the B defenses. And that's really playing into their hand right now. Because if you look at the Smoke Criminals, are playing completely blind. The only eyes they have is on bracket. That could be easily pushed off with just a single flash.
Indeed. I have to say, though, that since Connor's had the op on B, it's been a little more of a difficult take. But right now, as you mentioned, Smoke Criminals playing blind. They've caused a rotation over to the B side. That's Razinho rotating over. Now his utility's going to come over. He's going to have to run all the way back, but I don't think Nemiga are going to take this slow. They're going to bust on in, use their speed, use their aggressive nature, and try and overwhelm this site once again. With only 2 players to defend, MDS is already eliminated one. Fearoth with an op gets caught out on site. It's MDS with a double entry. And now it's going to be a 5v3 hold for Nemiga. The 3-man retake does find one before the bomb goes down, but there's still a lot more to do. Lollipop is drummed down into pit. Razinho gets taken down by Robo as it's now down to Connor in the 1v4. He's found one as the trade onto Robo. But Geo, Lollipop, and Boggs still huddled up around the site, and Connor only has an op as well. He finds damage into Lollipop. Flash goes through, second one goes out. But time is going to be a major factor here. He finds Lollipop, but still Geo and Boggs, and this crossfire is impeccable. One way or the other, he's going to fall, and it will be Geo to take him down. 16-14, Nemiga will avoid the overtime against the Smoke Criminals. But what a battle back.
Dude, yeah, that was a battle and a half. I mean, Connor popped off, Lollipop popped off. Boggs has 544 utility damage. That actually might be the highest I've seen in regulation. 428 for Geo right up next. That's so sick from Nemiga. I have to say, just great utility usage all around. I mean, but I'm more impressed by Smoke Criminals. I mean, this was Nemiga's map pick, and we went to 16-14 with what looked like a really possible overtime as well. I mean, it was what you said at 14-8 at one point. I mean, man, Smoke Criminals just kept their cool. They made impossible situations work, especially that one round where they had the XM, the Scout, Raw finding 2 kills with that. That's so sick. But only the first map. That was Nemiga's home turf. So we're back into the realm of sanity, all things considered. The second map coming up right now, this is Smoke Criminals map pick, and it is Dust 2. It's coming up in a few minutes. Just want to say, everyone in the chat, thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Hopefully you're enjoying the Counter-Strike action that we're bringing to you. If you are, hit that follow button. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Check out win.gg. It's a great platform. They pump out original content almost every single day. And we're also doing a giveaway on Twitter for that as well. So peep that on my Twitter, which you can find down here. Boggs' Twitter is right there. And follow Mel. She does a great job with the observing and the production. We'll be back in a couple minutes on Dust 2.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by VBet. Play responsibly. And by